Hello, my friends. I am about to do some quadratic formula practice, so let's make sure that we are ready to do that, okay? So, I'm going to start with a problem that may or may not give you some trouble. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, we're going to do 4x squared plus 4x minus 8 equals 1. So the point of this one is you need to make sure that you are doing the standard form first. Okay, so make sure that you have standard form first. Standard form, remember, is the best way to set up your quadratic equation. Okay, so that means that I need to have ax squared plus bx plus c. So the only thing out of place here is the 1. So we're going to go ahead and move this 1 over here by doing the inverse of positive 1. So we're going to do minus 1 on the right side, and it is like terms with this 8, so it's going to combine with the 8. This right side becomes 0, and now we have 4x squared plus 4x minus 9. All right, so far so good, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure we label our ABCs. A, B, C. All right, so A is 4, B is 4, and C is negative 9. Do not forget that negative, that minus is a negative, my friends. So we need to make sure that we have that situated, okay? Alrighty, so reminding ourselves what the formula is. X is equal to the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If you guys know the song, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So make sure that you remember that song. It's a little popular song that's been around for a while. So the next step is to go ahead and plug that in, my friends. We're going to go ahead and do the opposite of b, which in this case is 4, plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times negative 9. All right. It's a good thing that we have two negatives there. That's going to make a positive number, and that would make the discriminant a positive number. So let me go ahead and remind you about that after I plug this in. So this information right here is always considered the discriminant. And notice that, we've got a minus 4 and a negative 9. When you put them together, it's going to be positive. So we're going to end up with two answers. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this into Desmos. So I'm using the scientific testing calculator. This is the calculator that many people are using with their, whatever testing you're doing, TCAP, SC Ready, all these different states, all these different places, they all have different tests, but a lot of them are starting to use the testing calculator on Desmos. So let's take a look at this. If you're going to put the quadratic formula into this right here, make sure to do the fraction button first, okay? All right, so I'm going to be plugging in the information from my formula. I want the opposite of 4, and I want you to get in the habit of putting parentheses in, okay? Because we need to make sure that we never ever make a sign error here. Always put some parentheses, because if you forget that, if b turned out to be negative, we would not want to make any sign errors there, okay? So it's going to be net opposite of 4, okay? On Desmos, go ahead and do the plus first, and then we'll copy it and do the minus. So we're going to do plus the square root of, do calculator. All right, and now we're going to square that 4 minus, let me move my screen a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're going to do minus 4 times a, which is 4 again, times c, which is negative 9. And then down here we are going to do 2 times a, which was 4. All right, so we got an answer of 1.081138 blah blah blah. So what I usually do is kind of go a little bit further than I need, Control C, and then I can right click paste right there. So we can go ahead and all right, so the next thing is to copy your work and to press enter, paste your work. A little silly there. Okay, we copied this work, then we paste the work. There you go. And then we're going to make that a minus. And now the answer is negative 2.081. I'm going to copy that and paste it right there. There we go. Okay. I was making sure. There we go. Our 2 answers are right there. And those are your 2 answers. We predicted using the discriminant that we are going to have 2 answers. And we did have 2 answers. Okay. What happens in other cases? Well, I'm going to do some more videos on that, but I haven't posted a video in a while, and I wanted to make sure that you guys have some information. All right, so that's my video for quadratic formula. If you have some questions about that, let me know. And I'm probably going to release other examples of quadratic formula, things with no solutions, etc. And I'll do that in the future. All right. Bye-bye. Have a good day.